In this episode, I would like us to give functionality to the delete button. As you can see now, when we click on it, there's nothing that is happening. So I want us to do something about that. So let us go to our customer.svelte file, the one that has the buttons, the three of them. So we have view, edit, and delete. So delete is the one that I want us to work on now. And I want us to just go ahead and give it functionality. So inside this button, we want, when we click on it, then we pass in the customer ID, and maybe I can just leave it as a button like that. And now on when you're using Svelte, the click handler, you can just say on click like that. And then of course for view now it will be maybe v on click, but this one you just do on click. Then of course you can be able to pass in the parameters. So in this case we can use the arrow function. You're just going to say delete customer. So delete customer as our method, and then inside here we are going to pass in the customer.id like that. And then we can go ahead and handle this method. So we have not created a method called delete customer. That is what I would like us to do now. So here we can go ahead and inside the script tag we can have a function. We can call it delete customer, and inside here, maybe to just show that the button is being clicked, I can just say alert deleting, even though of course we will modify it with time. So you save that. Now when we go back to Chrome, to our application, and we click on it, on delete, now you can see it saying deleting. And of course we also need to pass in the ID. So here you can just say ID. So we can say deleting customer. Maybe we can say plus ID like that. So it will tell us which customer we are deleting. Anyway, just for testing. So this deleting customer 1, deleting customer 3 or something. That one is okay, but that is not what I would like us to do. So I'm going to delete this, and then we can be able to put in some code for deletion of this specific customer. So I can just be able to say if. So we just want to have a confirmation, because for the delete button at least somebody needs to be sure, because obviously that action is not reversible. You cannot be able now to go ahead and delete, not unless you have soft deletes in the database, but even that is a significant thing that you're doing. So I want us to have an if function, and we can say we want to confirm. You can do it like this in Inertia. So even if you are using Vue or you are using React, you can do it like this. So if confirm, then we can ask, are you, or maybe we can say you are about to delete a customer. Are you sure? You can go ahead and say this action will not be reversed, or what, all that. And then of course, if the user confirms, then we can go ahead and send a delete request. So we can say router dot delete, and then of course we can call customers, and then we can pass in the ID. So in this case I can just say plus ID like that, and this ID is the ID that we passed here, and it's the ID that we got it from here, which we called customer.id, the one that we put it here. Okay, so now once we have it like that, I think that will be everything. But now if we click on this thing, there's nothing that is going to do because we have not created the route. So actually, in fact, you can see it's asking us if we are sure. So if we say okay, now again the delete method is not supported, but in this case we actually do not have it. But if you click on delete and you say cancel, then nothing happens. Okay, so let us go ahead and handle the deletion and maybe create a route for that. So inside web.php, I'm going to create another route, which I'm going to call route delete, route delete, like that. In this case, again, it's going to be customers / customers, and then / using route model binding customer, like that. And then of course we are going to hit the endpoint on the customer controller, and of course this endpoint is destroy, like that, and you close it with semicolons, and I think that is fine. Let me just expand it such that you can be able to see everything at once. So our route looks like that. Fine. Now I want to go to the controller, that is the customer controller, and then be able to just check if we are hitting that endpoint. So we open it here, and then scroll downwards. It's usually the last function, and here you can just say return customer. And in this case, when we go ahead and hit delete, now you can find that once we confirm, then now the endpoint is hit, and we can be able to return all this information. And in this case, we are deleting Mrs. Estella, this third user here. And so what I'm going to do is just to go ahead and destroy the customer. So I can just say customer delete, like that, customer delete, like that, that way, and then that we effectively delete our customer. But when we do this, we have a small challenge, which I think is good for us to be able to handle, because if we do not handle it, you delete a customer, and then because the page does not load again, still the customer will be visible, and when somebody clicks on the customer again, then you might end up getting 404. So in this case, I want us to redirect. So we can say return, just the Laravel way, redirect. In this case, we are redirecting to customers, and then we can be able to pass in some flash messaging. We can say success, and we can pass in that customer deleted successfully, deleted successfully, like that. I think that will be it. even though I checked some time and I found that it is a must for us to create a named route. But let me just try and see if it will work. If it will not work, we'll go ahead and create the named route. So I want to delete this third customer again, and it is refreshing for us perfectly, and the customer is also deleted. And I think this means it is the end of the whole of this Crud tutorial, but I want to just go ahead and maybe collapse all these routes that we are having here in web.php, all these routes. So maybe I can comment all of them out. Maybe we can comment all of them out, and then I just want to replace them with one route, which is a resource route, and see what happens. So route resource, in this case we can have it as customers, and then obviously we are going to have the customer controller class. And I believe this is a cleaner implementation. We do not need to have each route on its own. If we have them like this, I think it's better. So let us check if everything still works. So when we click on customers, again, it's loading the customer. When we click on create customer, we can create one, James. Let me have a name like that, an email, James at james.com, and then the phone plus maybe 254-743-6688-66 main 4494, something of that sort. I'm confusing myself. Obviously you can see the customer is created, another one, and then of course if you edit again, you can be able to load this and submit. And obviously if you decide to delete, again, even the deletion is working successfully. So we do not need to have all these routes singular like that. We can just collapse them and have one sort of like composite route that you contain all of them. I would like to just go ahead and seed more users such that at least we can have more users. So in our previous tutorial we did seeding, so I want to see if we can be able to seed more users. So we can use the command php artisan db seed, that you seed for us 10 users, and we can repeat to get more users. We can repeat to get more users and more users and more users. And then of course once we open like this, again you can see the users are going up to 20. Even though we are only showing 3 of them, I think those ones are too few. I would like us to go to the place where we are loading the users, which is our controller, the customer controller, and here where we are having the index method, I think that is where we have the issue. Yes, instead of paginating 3, we can paginate 10. We can save, and now when we load, as you can see, we are loading 10 users. And I think there is something else that we can be able to do on the side of Bootstrap. We can be able to just do something about that table. So let us go to customer.svelte. I think that is the one. And then in our table, we can, yeah, I think it's just okay because we have given it table small. I think it's fine. So we can have it like that, or maybe even make the buttons smaller. So probably I can just go here where we have the button class, and we can say btn info and then btn small. Also for this one, btn -sm, and then lastly even for this one, btn -small, like that. When I save, you find that now the display is not very bad. Thank you very much for following this tutorial video up until this point. I ask that if you have not subscribed, that you may please subscribe to the channel.